All right, what's up, everyone? It is Thursday, October 30th. We've got some Thursday night football tonight. Ravens versus Dolphins. It's a small slate of NBA games. I think there's counting them up right here. We got 4 NBA games that starts at 7, so nice time to hop on the stream. And we also have, it looks like, a couple college football games tonight, also like 7:30. So nice little time to get on stream here. Last time I streamed was Tuesday, and I think I've done pretty well this week. I always try to recap the last couple days from last time I streamed. Yeah, so Tuesday, $330. Yesterday, $926. And today I'm already up $285. Had a nice little tennis play. Yesterday, I got to give a shout out to Mathwins. It was his first slate of NBA player props this year, handicapping them if I go into his results. I don't screw this up. He ended up 23-11, up 10.22 units with a 30% ROI. Obviously, that's not reasonable to keep that, but last year he ran about an 8% ROI for the entire year, over 2,000 bets. So definitely, if you have not checked it out yet, we're running a promo for SharpMoney VIP, which is that handicapping service that we have. We have the bots, and then we have another separate package, which is the handicap service, which we just give you guys plays. A lot of people kind of like that because they don't have to analyze plays. They just tail bets, which are very profitable. So if you are interested in that promo, on the ticker on the bottom of the screen, if you email us a price that you think is fair that you'd want to join the VIP program with, send us an email at team@sharpmoney.com. We'll get back to you. But these streams are all about the Plus EV bots for the most part. We can talk about VIP if you guys want, but we're, the whole thing here is educating new members about these, our Plus EV bots and just answering questions. So, and finding good plays. We're trying to make some money tonight. Thursday night football, obviously you're going to have some promos we can look at. And what I need to do first before I place any bets is just get a little overview of where all my money is out on today. Ravens under. That line does not look good. I don't think I have any. Dolphins plus 6.5. So also not the best value here. Let's see compared to Pinnacle. All right, so slight edge to Pinnacle, but not Novig. So I don't really have too much on the line tonight. Leaning Dolphins plus 6.5 and Ravens under. So those are kind of correlated. So we're pretty open with what I'm willing to bet today as well. So I'm going to start in the FanDuel channel. That's where I always start. It's where I can get the most money down. So this first play is a first half under. It's an alternate line. I'm not going to touch it right now. It's a little bit too early in the week for alternate lines right here. NHL team total. Pinnacle's moving up. I'm not going to touch that one. Here's kind of a stale line. Duke, Clemson. Limits are too low for me. This white line represents the Pinnacle limits. I'm really looking for about $3,000 Pinnacle limits on college football before I go hit those bets. I've gotten a lot more selective as I've gone on, basically. But all right, here's an interesting one because we got a lot of reverse movement here. Lines going up. The bot flagged Vanderbilt plus 2.5. The lines are shooting up quick. I don't think this one's probably still available. It says 9% edge, so I feel like this one's probably definitely gone. Let's log in and see what it says. I don't like to play upward charts, but all right, it's still here. Let's see where the rest of the market's sitting. If FanDuel is really that high and the rest of the market is that low, then they are leading the market by a lot. So I'm going to hop over to Pinnacle Odds Dropper to see where this Vanderbilt line is moving. So it's Vanderbilt plus 2.5. All right, so this one should be cleared because Pinnacle is plus 104. So what's throwing this off? Circa is at minus 105. I'm not sure what's up with that one. I'm going to avoid that one. And clear this, see if it comes back. First quarter total points, don't love it. First half for the Chargers, that's a little bit further out. Let's see. Here's a better looking one. Valentine versus Felix. Math wins is already on. I mean, this is like the textbook chart where limits are rising and the pinnacle odds are dropping. So the price was plus 160 earlier in the day, and now it's plus 140 with multiple limit increases. We're up to 6K now. So this was at, plus 150 not that long ago, and it's dropped 10 cents to plus 140. We can still get that plus 155. So let's go check this one out on FanDuel. This is a really good play. Yeah, I don't know what was up with, I guess it's not an airline, but the market was steaming towards Texas. So it's a play that I don't want to touch. All right. So Valentine here, plus 155. This is for Friday. So we're a little bit ahead of here, but the limits are good. 193 max bet. So not bad on tennis. Valentine. While we're in here, do I have any promos for tonight? Oh, the jackpot promo, we'll definitely hit that. We have a 30% profit boost. Cobb, anyone? Someone must have ran this profit boost, right? I'll look at it in a second in the promo section. I'm going to assume so. I'm going to hit claim now. If you guys don't know, but the SharpMoney Discord has a free... Oh, we got a new ping on FanDuel. Let me check that first. I don't want it. A free section of the Discord, a completely free section. And we post a bunch of promos. We have a bunch of our promo team post good plays, and they break down the EV percentage. So if you have a promo on your book, it is more than likely that somebody already devigged it and sent it here. So looks like Kip has it. FanDuel promos, Thursday night, 30% profit boost. Let's see what he worked up here. So he has a bet, Rashad Bateman, anytime touchdown, Mark Andrews over 2.5 receptions, and Malik Washington under 3.5 receptions. This is a DVIG to Circa and Pinnacle. Nice to use 2 books there. And this is showing a 39.8% edge. So what we can do is we can just copy this on our quick pick bot over at Pickett, and they'll put all 3 of these bets in the same slip. If we wanted to, we could bet them individually, but we want to load all 3 of these up into our slip. So there are 3 bets. I'm going to use my profit boost on it, and I'm going to $10 max bet. All right, so $10 to win $176. Shout out Kip for building that profitable promo that I did not have to even think about. Just get to click the link and have a massive edge, which is great. Any thoughts on the jackpot for tonight? So it's first or last touchdown scores. I'll save that for a little bit later. We have a few more people on the stream. All right, let's get back up to the books. Yeah, so this one's still banging. I don't know. I don't trust this edge just doesn't. I just don't get it. I got you, Matt. I'll reload this parlay. I'm just going to avoid that Vanderbilt Texas game. That makes no sense to me. So here's the first parlay that we used our 30% profit boost on. Malik Washington under 3.5 receptions. Mark Andrews over 2.5 receptions. Rashad Bateman anytime. Kohler, I don't even know who that is, so it's probably a good pick if no one's looking at it. Let me look at touchdown scores. Charlie Kohler. Assuming he's a receiver, I don't even know. Hopkins, Mitchell. A lot of low touchdown odds. A lot of people in the plus 300. Tua seems pretty low. Keaton. Pat Ricard, a little fullback action. He isn't going to touchdown this year. He's always good for a random one. I'll dive more into that later. Back to the bots. All right, let's see what we have on Fanatics. This one is definitely more promising. 5K limits. This is the Cowboys and the Cardinals under 56.5, minus 140. I like this one a lot. We see that even Circa opened at 54, and now they're at 53, so nice movement towards the under. And same thing with Bookmaker, opened 54, have worked down to 53.5. You see the steep drop by Pinnacle going from minus 155. It's only a 6-cent drop down to minus 161, but that's kind of what we're looking for, the market moving in that direction. All right, this is the side we want. We wanted the Texas side. Texas minus 4 plus 130. I think that this is more what we're looking for with the downward trends here. So let's go Texas minus 4.5 plus 130. I'm going to actually open up Novig and see if I can make this market, or maybe it's already there. Ravens defense. I think we talked about this last week, Math, is that the defense doesn't count. It's that you have to have the player. I'll look at the rules again. Let me try to hit this bet first. But is the Vanderbilt game today? I'm going to read those rules again. But I think you have to pick the player. It's Saturday. Vanderbilt or Texas minus 4.5 plus 130. I'll just make the market. Texas minus 4.5 plus 130 will be best in market. We could do plus 140 to be best in market. We'll try. So I want to go back to those rules on this promotion. If the first or last touchdown of the game is a punt return or kickoff return, the individual player who scores the touchdown will count as the first or last touchdown scorer. So picking defenses won't even qualify you for this, or I don't think you can win. Oh, no, sorry. I've been reading this wrong the whole time. You can still pick the defense if they have a pick six, but if it's a kick return or punt return, it's not like a defense score or special team score. It's the actual player. So Ravens defense would be a play, actually. I've had that wrong in my head the whole season. Panthers plus 7.5. Big alt line. Most of the market has been moving upwards. Going to avoid that play. Lakers money line for tomorrow. Don't want to get overnight basketball going. Here's a great play. Cowboys versus Cardinals. The Cardinals plus 130 on Fliff. Tons of action down from this plus 130 range towards 115. So I'm going to go on Fliff and try to hit the Cardinals for plus 130 money line. Mathwin says Tua with the pick six. Yeah, he is terrible. Special teams touchdown is under specials. Interesting. You have to hit the opt-in button for this promo. So I wonder if you can opt in and then you go under the special teams touchdown, which is on a different page. That would be sneaky. No, because the special teams touchdown is the individual player. That's what the rules say. Never mind. All right, Cardinals money line on Fliff. Still looking for it. They don't have a mobile. I'm on a website, so I just got to do it on my phone. They might have pulled it. I can't. Not even seeing it on my phone. Just pulled the whole game. There they are. Plus 130. Cool. So yeah, it's a max bet for me on Fliff. That's $200 of the max bet on Fliff there. The Texas play was on Fanatics. You could probably find some good prices anywhere because their steam is coming in hot on Texas here. Texas minus 4.5 for plus 130. I'm sure we could find like a money line play. I would be willing to bet the money line at minus 135, maybe even minus 140. I don't know where the market is sitting. Let's see where. See where Novig has it. So minus 145 is what they're sitting at. The fair value price is minus 139 right now. So we need to get better than 139. So we could post minus 135 and see if it fills quickly. And maybe we could load pick it up to see if any book has better price on that we could just take instead of minus 140 on MGM. Fair value was minus 139. So there's really no edge. I mean, you could play minus 140. I think they're probably going to come off that number. So Vanderbilt minus 140 if you want it. It's about fair value price right now, but market's definitely moving that direction. Okay, we're moving over to DraftKings, one of the other books I once in a while can get down some. Not much basketball tonight, so there's a lot of overnight plays for tomorrow. I personally stay off all of the overnight plays. Even with this good movement in here, I'm just not touching it. It's too volatile. Here's one for tonight. Marshall over 29.5. It's team total. Really good action here. One up to a 1K limit jump, and then odds dropped over 10 cents. So that's kind of what you want to see there. Edge is small, but I like playing these lines, especially with this good movement. So Marshall over 29.5 minus 130. Let's try to get that one in. Still there. Log in and hit this one. Saw a ping on FanDuel too, so I'll have to go back to that one after this. Sweet. All right. While waiting for this to load, I'm going to ask you guys, if you are not subscribed to the SharpMoney YouTube channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Also, leave a thumbs up on this live stream right now if you can. The more engagement I get, the more views we get, which is nice. Bring more people into the community. Vrabel Rookie of the Year on Kalshi. Yeah, I would degen that. I mean, their schedule is so easy going forward that his stock's not going to go down from here. So even if you trade it out before the end of the year, I'm sure you could gain value just by having your money sit on that market. I will say though, I am going to the game this week, Patriots versus Falcons at home, and I have not seen the Patriots win a home game since Cam Newton was the quarterback, and I have had season tickets for the past 5 years. So let that sink in. Been to 2 home games this year, and the Patriots are 6-2. I go to every losing game. Never saw Mac Jones win a game. All right, here's a great question by Matt. How many bets is too many for a day? Up to 44 and starting to get a little uncomfortable. So I've had days, and you will probably have days too if you're already at 44, where you have over 100 bets. Sometimes that happens when college basketball is going on. What you want to make sure is that all of your bets are not correlated. It's okay to have a couple correlated, but you don't want to be hitting the same line or the same team or the same players multiple times, because that's when you get yourself in trouble. But as a plus EV bettor, the goal is to work through your entire bankroll as quick as possible. So you got to think about it. If you are going to place 44 bets in a week span, you might as well do them in one day if you can, make sure they're not all correlated. So when I first started betting, I had a $2,000 bankroll, and I would have all that money bet out by noon. And once games started settling, I would continue to place bets. So I was rolling through my bankroll over and over and over. It's kind of like it just compounds so fast. And if you think, so here's my all-time chart. Like I said, I started with $2,000. And the thing with sports betting is your ROI compounds much quicker than it would with any other traditional investment. So like I posted a video a couple days ago that I had like a 2.5% ROI long term, and everyone basically said, hey, you're wasting your time with a 2.5% return on your investment. There are many more things you could be doing and making more money on. But what they don't realize is every dollar that I bet, I'm making 2.5 on. So I started my first year with $2,000 and I made $20,000. If I put that $2,000 in the stock market and returned a 10% ROI, then I would have made $200. So my ending bankroll would have been $2,200 with a 10% ROI on the year. When it comes to sports betting, I would rather have like a 0.25% ROI and being able to bet my $2,000 every single day. Because if you think about it, if you have a 2% ROI with a $2,000 bankroll and you roll through that $2,000, now that first day, you made $40. And then now on the day 2, you have $2,040 to roll over, and it compounds and scales so quickly. So this whole bankroll up to like 75K now was all because I started plus EV betting like 2.5 years ago with $2,000. I was placing $10 to $20 bets. So if you're new to EV betting, stick with it. And part of EV betting and sports betting in general is you are going to be uncomfortable. I talk about this in a lot of my YouTube videos, but the swings of sports betting can really take a toll on you. But the longer you sports bet and the longer you see like the progress that you're making, the easier it is to handle. Like all these little dips in here were like streaks of losing like $4,000 or $5,000 in the course of a week. And big picture, it looks like nothing, but I remember all these little dips where I thought I was going to lose all my money and it would never work. So all right, sweet. All right, yeah, Jay has a good question here, and Mathwin's trying to chime in. But the question is, sorry if you already talked about this, but what do you think about the new sharp money theory as far as big liquidity on the exchange books? We kind of mentioned this, and so I think when it comes to player props, if you see $1,000 worth of liquidity on one side of the player prop, and you can find the opposite side on a sports book, then it's good to take. But we've had these conversations where now the sharps are going to know that everyone is eyeballing these markets, so they'll post tens of thousands of dollars of liquidity on one side of an exchange that won't get filled because it's priced a little bit outside of the range that everything is trading at. And then all of the rec bettors are going to go hit the opposite side, and then they will put their bet in once the line moves. So basically what I would say is everyone that is posting on the exchange as a sharp better, they now know that there are thousands and thousands of eyes on their bets when they post a large amount. As a sharp better, they're going to find a way to use that in their favor. It's just going to happen. So I don't have a great breakdown of it because I haven't spent too much time thinking about it, but I know a lot of these sharper people in the community think that it's a kind of a useless tool, to be honest. I think it's decent for props because I don't think there's too much manipulation going on with props, but I do think that groups are going to use it to their advantage. Oh, just me. Thanks for shouting this one out. But yeah, my last video I posted a couple days ago about how to become a professional sports bettor, walked through the steps of what it would take to be a professional sports bettor, why I personally never made that, that extra step. So whether you want to be a professional sports bettor one day, do this full time, or you're just interested in the concept, I think it's a fun little video to watch. And appreciate everyone for liking that video and watching it. It's actually performing very well on YouTube compared to a lot of the videos I've posted. I think it's because it's a little less math oriented and it's kind of more just me talking about reality of things. But what do I think about flat betting player props? So I personally flat bet all my player props from my own model and from Mathwin's model and Sigma's model as well. I don't hate it. I've actually started to flat bet a lot of my plus EV plays with the good line movement because, like I said, a lot of our plays on the Discord are gonna flag very low EV percentages. So let's find a good bet that I would probably take. Let's just say this one. This one isn't necessarily a bet that I would take, but the EV percentage is so low that if you're playing quarter Kelly, it's only going to tell you to put a quarter of a unit on this play. So for me, it's if I find a play that I'm going to take, I'm putting down 1 unit on it no matter what. If you're going to have that strategy, make sure there's an odds range that you're sticking in. Don't flat bet 1 unit on plus 200 odds and also minus 200. Try to maybe shift it around a little bit, or maybe bet to win a unit is a good way to do it. But I do I've transitioned to flat betting almost everything. Oh, well, this Mathwin's kind of said this, but minority on this, but I play every bet 1 unit on the plus odds and to win 1 on minus odds. So he is going minimum 1 unit. If it's plus odds, he lets it rip still. Our bot only flags up to plus 200, so he's not playing anything too crazy, but yeah, a lot of overnight stuff. Mathwins, while you're in the chat, do you have any have you been eyeballing handicapping spreads and totals for the NBA? I'm just curious if I haven't really talked to you about it. I know you said you might do some of that this year. Tons of openers for bookmaker on these NBA plays tomorrow, which I don't want to touch right now. All right, this Marshall bet, I hit it on DraftKings, but I think I was limited, so I'm gonna try to go to Onyx Odds and see if they have it as well. So if you didn't know, Onyx Odds is a sweepstakes book, and they mirror the DraftKings odds most of the time. So if you're ever limited and you want to try to get down a little extra, Onyx Odds is the way to go. So looking for Marshall team total. Maybe they don't even have the team totals on here. Passing yards, first half money line, first half total points, team total over 30.5, minus 120. Is that a better price? Oh, it's 30.5, not 29.5. So I don't know the value of that 1 point, so I'm not going to play it. Mathwin says he's not ready for the spreads yet. Needs some more data on the role players. Give it a week or 2. Sweet. I'm excited to play those. All right. Well, all right. Here's a play. So this is the absolute opposite of what you want to see a chart doing, moving up. So this is a play that you want to avoid. I think it's important to point out plays that you don't want just as much as you do. So what I really want to do is I want action on the over, because the market's been going towards the over the whole time. So what I'm going to do is I'll pull up Pinnacle Odds Dropper and I want us to get some action tonight. So let's look up the Dolphins. Let's see where we can probably sneak in some value here. Maybe we'll have to make a market, but the total. So total is set to over 50.5. Actually, market's moved up and down a little bit here. Has popped back up a little bit at the end. Maybe this doesn't have as much steam as I thought. I thought it was very one-sided, but it's not. It's been moving up and down quite a bit. So, all right, maybe I don't need to be on a side here. ESPN, you got anything good? What was that? All right, scroll to the bottom. Small limits, smaller limits here. All right. All right, let's go to the FanDuel promo. All right, let's pick out this touchdown score. So for the jackpot, let's take a look. Touchdown scores. Let's look at some game logs to see who's catching passes. Let's look for the Dolphins first. Someone obscure that maybe only has a couple targets a game, but might be in the game. All right, let's see. Dolphins. Someone who has like a couple targets. Darren Waller. Where is he on this list? I haven't heard Darren Waller's name in a very long time. Is he not even on here? Was Mark Andrews injured last game? Is that why he was on there? I mean, 3 targets. That's not nothing. Oh, IR for the season now. Okay. Derrick. So, I mean, we can talk about running back props for a second. I'll give everyone on stream the one play. I got Ollie Gordon to go. Where's his over? I'm seeing what the market currently is at. We called it out 17.5. All right. The market's already, I mean, the best price you can get now is Pinnacle over 18.5 minus 125. But we hit this on DraftKings at 17.5 like a couple of minutes ago. It's at over 21.5 now. So I have a small edge towards Derrick Henry's under, but I'm not playing that because game script favors Baltimore by a lot. I have Devon Achane as pretty much even, slight edge to the over, but also staying off that one because of the game script. Ollie Gordon is the only one that I'm playing because the edge was so big, and there are negative game scripts where he would get more carries. So the only play I have is Ollie Gordon. I don't even think it's playable at 21.5 anymore. We played at 17.5. Bookmaker has 17.5, juice to like minus 140. Yeah, I can't even recommend playing Ollie Gordon anymore. With my running back projections, I always say you can play them within a couple yards, but if we are playing props that are at 15, 16 yards for the game, playing them 3 yards above is not a good idea. But if we're betting Derrick Henry and it's the difference between 90 and 93, it's not that big of a deal. So with Ollie Gordon, where he's only projected to get about 20 yards, I'm not going to say go over there. Oh, Derrick Henry touchdown. I mean, yeah, well, here's the thing with the touchdown thing is we don't want to split $1 million with 1 million people. So I'm not picking anyone that's in the top 10 or 15, probably top 10 touchdown scores on the list. I wish I had a better place to maybe look at like red zone targets. Julian Hill, 3 targets. I'm looking for names I don't know that have a couple targets. That's my strategy. Julian Hill. This guy not on the board either. How are these players not on the board? Maybe we're just gonna have to go with the Ravens defense, just like Mathwins is calling out. Oh, here's a really good question. Do I place every bet from the bot? No, I'm popping through them on stream right now. I have plenty of videos explaining what is a good bet and what is a bad bet. And then what I'll also point out, let me look at these. Here's a good bet. Steelers, Colts, limits aren't that high, but you want to see the pinnacle, or you want to see the odds dropping. So I'm only playing odds that are moving downwards, meaning the win probability is increasing. Oh, that's Justice Hill? Julian Hill? Okay. I've never seen his name, Julian. Justice Hill is everything I've seen. Brayden in the chat, what's going on? Circa moved up from 49.5 to 50. So this is a play that I'm going to take right now. Colts versus Steelers. Over 51.5 plus 112. Nice. Yeah, see that I like Malik Washington has 7 red zone targets for Miami. I feel like he's too. Let me see where he is towards the top. Like I said, don't want to pick anyone towards the top. Malik is probably 10th one down. So I don't know. I do feel like maybe just the Baltimore defense. Or we look up who the kick returners are for these teams. How about all right, Ryan was screwing me then. Julian Hill is a real guy. He's a tight end because Justice Hill is a running back I don't know. For the Ravens, right? So, yeah, he's not even on the Dolphins. I don't know what I was thinking there. Julian Hill is a real guy who got 31 yards last game and who is not on the anytime touchdown list. I don't believe he's real. All right, I'm going special teams. So let's see the depth chart of the Dolphins. Let's see who's returning these kicks. Malik Washington. So you get him as the upside for kick returns, and you get him as receiver, maybe some end arounds. Who is the Ravens special teams? Oh, not the depth chart. All right, we have Keaton Mitchell. All right. I don't hate Keaton. I wish he was the kick returner and punt returner, though. Just the kick returner kind of sucks. Maybe we will go Malik. About the 10th one down. I don't know. I still think so many people are going to be on him. I might just go for I'm going to the Pat Ricard. They're handing off to the fullback. I'm going for the 50,000 jackpot, not the $50 jackpot. Screw it. Oh, there was a long shot shared in VIP. Well, I'll do you one better. I'll share you an extra long shot. All right, I'm going Pat Ricard. And if anyone tails this, we might be the only people doing this. All right. No one heard of him, so that's good. All right, let's go back to the bot, see if there's any more plays before we wrap this up. 7 on FanDuel. What is going on? Something's steaming. First quarter points for Hornets and Magic. First quarter points here. We got some steam towards the over here right after the limit increased. All right, let's hit it. This is the only time I play first quarter stuff or derivatives is like right before game time. So this game might have already started. Over 61.5 minus 114. Nope. I go pretty small on the first quarter stuff. Yeah, I'm limited on every single book. FanDuel is probably the only book that I can get any reasonable money down. Like if I don't know what my max is for here. Yeah, so $170 for first quarter bet. But I pretty much only focus on FanDuel because it's the only book I can bet. And then I also hit the exchanges as much as I can. And a couple of the sweepstakes books. So here's like what I'm telling you is like it's gonna ping, the bot is gonna ping all these alt lines because the market just steamed that way. So don't hit him over 64.5, then hit him 63.5, then hit him 62. Like just pick one, preferably the one with the highest EV percentage, and then just smash that one. Giannis is out tonight. Did that just get released in the? He's on the Hornets or Magic. So I wonder if he'll start. I wonder if that was expected or if that was already priced in the market. He was going to be out, or if that was something, some new news. FanDuel again. Yeah, well, here's Bucks. Circa from 56.5 to 57.5. Pretty good movement overall. A little bit coming back. It's probably not a big enough edge for me to play. I'm probably looking 2-3% edges to play these smaller markets with only $1,000 limits. He was probable to play, and then he got ruled out. So here's our 2.5% edge for the same over. So sure. All right, they're all going to ping all the alts. So I'll bet the one that has the most EV. So let's go over 58.5 plus 132. I think that was the old bet still in there. Not loading it. Let's pull up the game. All their lines got locked. Lions got locked, so they must be waiting to straighten the lines out with Giannis ruled out. All right, sweet. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Looking for Ollie Gordon over yards tonight. We're looking for that little fullback handoff to Pat Ricard to cash in on the touchdown thing. But all right, I'll shout out the Sharp Money VIP promo one more time because that's going to end this weekend. But you'll get access to my running back props, Math Wins NBA props, and Sigma's NFL props. And that's what VIP is. It's just I'll show you like what the plays kind of look like. This is Math Wins Slate. So here's some plays he posted earlier. And you just show up here and you can tail them, and you can click on our one link that brings you right to the quick pick bot on Pickett, and then you can look at every book you have and easily get the bets in that have value. So if you're interested in that, you can take advantage of the promo by emailing us at team@betsharpmoney.com with a price that you'd be willing to pay. And, we're willing to work with people that really want to build their bankroll up and, enjoy sports betting and enjoy being part of a good community. So if you guys want to do that, you can, or DM me on Discord. We can communicate that way. Either way, links to join the Discord are below. You can join completely free. We have a completely free portion of our Discord, which has a free DraftKings plus EV bot. So if you're interested in the bot side of things, you can use the DraftKings bot 100% free. Like I said, we have that promo section where people call out profitable promos and calculate EV percentages as well. And then you can always get the updates for my live streams and when I post new YouTube content. So at least join the free Sharp Money Discord if you are not a member yet. Good luck this weekend. Good luck with all your bets. Hopefully the Pats win on Thursday and can finally break the curse of them losing every time I show up. But all right, have a good weekend. Hopefully you guys make some money this week. See ya.